Breaking tonight, you just heard from the director of Monmouth Polling, who says the latest numbers show that Ohio Governor and Republican presidential candidate John Kasich is seeing new support in one key state. The Monmouth poll out of Michigan, released today, they're voting tomorrow, shows Governor Kasich vying for second place now after the polling outfit found him surging in the weekend interviews it conducted. All this as businessman Donald Trump still leads in Michigan at 36% over the next closest right now is Ted Cruz at 23%. Governor Kasich is hitting the trail across the northern Midwest for the next few days ahead of big primaries tomorrow and next Tuesday when the Buckeye State, his state, heads to the polls for a chance to vote for their governor. Joining me now, Republican candidate for president, John Kasich. Governor, great to see you. So there's some good news for you.
Thanks,
in that
Megan.
Monmouth poll. You're third, but it's a close third. What are you predicting will happen in Michigan for you?
Well, we definitely are closing strong, and we have a great grassroots organization, and you can just feel it. And so I don't know, Megan, but we're going to certainly do better than what all the experts were predicting, and we'll just have to wait until all the votes are in. And but you know, we're absolutely gaining ground here in Michigan, and it's a lot of fun. And
why do you think that is? What is turning that tide for you?
I think it's because people are, I'm starting to get some of my own time out there. I think people are beginning to hear the message that I have, and I think they very much appreciate the fact that I've conducted the campaign on a high basis, you know, that I haven't really gotten into all this fighting, and then they hear more and more about what I've achieved. So I think it's accomplishments, and I think it's the trajectory of the campaign.
If the race were longer, more people would be putting money on you. But what the experts are saying now is it's happening too late because they believe Trump has this thing secured.
Well, the experts have never been right on anything this year, Megan. So what these experts, I don't know who they are. You know what an expert is? It's a guy who lives 40 miles out of town.
But how does Trump possibly lose it? That's what they're saying. How does he possibly lose it unless he loses Ohio, Michigan, and Florida?
Well, he's going to lose Ohio. And then we're about halfway through the race. And look, everybody's now starting to squawk. The Trump people are beginning to squawk that, well, he may have a plurality. He may not have enough delegates to win the nomination, but we should give it to him anyway. I just don't buy that, and there's a lot of races to go. And I do well in Ohio. It's a whole new ball game. If I win Ohio, I have to win Ohio, no question about it, and then I will. And then we're on to the rest of the country. So I don't know who these experts are. Most experts know that it's very likely that no one is going to have enough delegates going into that convention.
Walk us through that, Governor, because, you know, right now Trump is winning in the delegate count, and he's beating you in Ohio, according to the average of polls in the latest poll. It's tight, but he's beating you. So how, you know, if he manages a win in just Florida, how do you see him not securing the numbers?
Because I don't think the numbers work out for him, Megan. I mean, I think there's a lot of races yet to go. Now, if he were to win Florida and Ohio, then I think that could be said. But he's not going to win Ohio. I'm going to win Ohio, and I don't care what these, whatever these polls are. Look, you got
tell us about the polls. Why do you believe it? You have internal polling that tells you something different, or what?
Well, because I know Ohio, and I know what the heck we can do on the ground, and I know what our organization is capable of. Look, I mean, these polls, you take 300 or 400 samples. The margin of error is way off. Look, I don't want to get into, a discussion of polls. I will come on here in a week. If I don't win Ohio, I'll come on here and I'll say, okay, I was wrong. That's not going to happen. Now, here's the other thing. If I win Ohio, then we got to have the experts come on and say they were wrong. Now, I don't hear many of them saying they're wrong. They just keep changing, setting the bar. You know what I mean?
You have a good point on that. What about, I heard you this weekend talking about, if it's anybody other than Trump, it is going to be a contested convention at which they get it. The numbers definitely don't work out for anybody just to amass the delegate count prior to July, other than maybe Trump. Rush Limbaugh was on Fox News Sunday this weekend saying that would be utter chaos. Contested convention, utter chaos. You said, I think it would be fun. Who's right there? Why?
Absolutely.
How do you justify that?
Well, you know why? Because, well, I'll tell you why. Because these delegates will be capable of picking somebody who has a record of job growth, of creating income security rather than insecurity. They'll be able to pick somebody who actually has the experience and the record on foreign affairs. This is not a parlor game. We're not out there trying to pick class president. We're picking the leader of the free world and the president of the United States. And when you get to that point, sound bites that attack one another back and forth and ratings aren't going to matter that much. Megan, one big television executive said Trump may be bad for the country, but he's good for my ratings. I mean, what are we talking about in America? CBS. This is supposed to be a country where we take picking the president as a very serious matter, not about who's got the best sound bite. It's about who's got the experience of leading America and getting us out of the doldrums. How do you like that?
I feel your frustration on that. I can feel the frustration.
Frustrated.
Well, I mean, it's hard to get airtime for a governor like you who's trying to talk policy in this particular race, which has been so dominated by other headlines. And I understand your message.
Yeah, but Megan, I'm still in it. I'm the last person left. Okay, last governor left. There's only 4 of us in the race. And you just said I'm rising in Michigan. You'll see the results. Probably do better in Mississippi than you think. And then I'm going to win Ohio. And then what are we going to say then? Then we're going to say, okay, well, what's the next thing he's got to do? Look, we're the little engine that can, and we just keep chugging along. And you know why? Because we have a positive message. I have a record of helping people to get on their feet and making sure that I know how to run the country when it comes to the rest of the world. That's what's happening out here. People are finally starting to hear a little bit about who I am, what I think, and what I will do.
Governor John Kasich, always great to speak with you. Thanks for being here.
Okay, Megan. Thank you.